2. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this month's full council meeting. A very exciting meeting for lots of reasons. A new venue, which probably hasn't been used for some time, and I think the average age of the people in the public gallery is considerably lower than I've ever seen it before. I can't imagine what they're here to listen to in particular, but I've got a pretty good idea that it's coming up early in the agenda. So we'll get the meeting underway. I'll just allow a couple of councillors to make their way to their seats and we can begin. Okay, do we have any apologies for absence?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have one apologies, and that's from Councillor Nettle.
Thank you.
Sorry, I believe Councillor Sample is on his way. So,
Thank you.
He will be here later.
Do we have any public questions or statements?
No, Chair, not anything outside of the petition and the Broken Bridges update on the agenda.
Okay. Do we have any councillor questions or statements?
Councillor Taylor has a question that we've advised we can take in relation to item 15, Chair.
Thank you. And can I ask people to confirm that the minutes of the previous meeting are accurate? Thank you. Are there any declarations of interest?
None pertaining to the main agenda, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have any dispensations?
None which have been agreed, Chair.
Okay. One or two chairman's announcements. Just as a reminder for councillors in particular, when we had the previous meeting, I requested that councillors attracted the attention of our CEO when they wished to speak, so that I could focus on listening to people's conversations rather than trying to keep a mental list of whose turn it is to speak next. So if you would like to speak and there's a conversation ongoing, please attract Aza's attention and he will make eye contact with you and record your name so that I know that I don't go in the wrong order. The other thing that I need to mention, and it's fairly obvious, we've got a very long agenda this evening and a couple of items may be restricted in terms of time, but I'll inform you of that as we go ahead. Other than that, I request to councillors to be as brief as possible and to avoid repetition of comments about specific items. Okay, under Chairman's announcements, a quick update from myself. Today is a significant date for me because it's exactly 6 months since I became mayor. And I thought I'd give some quick feedback on what I've been doing over the first 6 months of my term of office. And I'm going to throw some numbers at you, and I'm not going to give you a lot of detail about the things behind the numbers, but out of interest for myself, I broke all my engagements down into categories. And so far, I've been involved in 8 civic events, which are internal to do with Salisbury, 11 which are beyond the city, 13 engagements with various charities, mainly my own mayor's charity, Elaborate, 6 cultural engagements, opening and being present at art galleries for certain exhibitions, 8 commercial engagements with local businesses, interviews for television, local television and news, 5, and the biggest category of all, community engagements of about 16. So in total, about 72 engagements over the first 6 months. Other things I'd like to draw to your attention is that so far, I've raised approximately £2,000 for my mayor's charity, which is woefully short of the target of £5,000, which I'm aiming for by the end of the year. And councillors might like to note, I've left a card with my Just Giving page on their table, should they wish to donate at some point. I think probably that's all I need to say at this point, except to mention that following the discussion about my visits to Nivelles in Belgium, the visit was very successful, and I've established some very helpful links with officers in Nivelles, cultural links, commercial links, and community links, which may well be something we'll come back to discuss later, because there's a possibility of access to funding specifically for twinning associations through the EU, but more of that later. Okay. Administration leader announcements.
Thank you, Chair. And I'll just say it's very lovely to be here. A bit of a change of scenery for us all. Slightly less comfortable chairs. Hope that means we're all a bit speedier with our agenda items. I have two things to discuss. First is a quick update. Councillor Riddle asked me at the last full council meeting to write to Wiltshire Council about the status of the so-called killer curb. I can confirm I did have a response from the cabinet member, possibly confirming everything we expected them to say. They are keeping the long and short of it is, I can send you the email if you'd like, but the upshot of it is that they are keeping the situation under review, but not intending to take any further action at this stage, given the majority of users seem to be able to negotiate the junction without issue. I think, the answer that we'd perhaps hoped for, and certainly one I'll keep bringing up with them. It does seem to have died down a little bit in recent months, which is only a good thing. So hopefully everyone's getting a bit more used to it. Second item, just it's not obviously not on the agenda. It's not really an update as such, but I do just want to talk a little bit about the issue which has been raised recently, most notably by Councillor Rideout, about the footbridge. Hello. Just to say that I think it is a disappointing that this is the way we've all found out about the intention for these footbridges to be removed. I and Councillor Bayliss, as Deputy Leader, have been in touch with the leadership at Wiltshire Council. Obviously, it's a National Highways bridge. It's National Highways decisions. They are not beholden to us in any way. They can sort of more or less do what they like. But we will be working as hard as we can with Wiltshire Council, I understand, to try and make sure that we either keep the bridges or replace the bridges in as like-alike fashion as possible. To summarise, I suppose we are objecting very strongly to this removal, and we'll do what we can to mitigate it. So thanks for bringing it to our attention. As I say, not exactly how we'd like to have found out, but very glad to have found out. So thank you for that. And that's it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. We now move on to referral of minutes for Planning Committee, Environment Committee, Communities Committee, Governance Policy and HR Committee, and Planning Committee. And for the sake of brevity, could I please ask that we could take all those minutes together and approve them? Can I have that? Thank you. Just coming back to that point, is there anybody from any of the committees that wants to report something specific from those committees? Okay. Councillor Charleston.
Just a very brief one from communities. We had a really interesting meeting a month ago or so. The most important thing is that we are reviewing the policies and procedures for how we do grants for the City Council. This is going to be a big piece of work for Louise and her team, and all councillors are invited to get involved with that as well.
Thank you. Okay. Item 11, nominations for outside representatives.
Thank you, Chair. This is one of mine. It is to receive nominations for a second outside representative for the Salisbury Conservation Area Panel, as has been requested by that organisation. At the moment, Councillor Nettle is the other representative. So happy to take nominations, Chair.
Councillor Charleston.
I would like to nominate Councillor Mac Brown.
Do we have a seconder for that? And Councillor Brown, are you happy to accept that nomination? Are there any other nominations? Okay, congratulations. You're now one of the representatives on that committee. Right, moving on. Splash Park? No. Okay. Update on outside representatives. Do we have any? Councillor Rideout.
Just from allotments, there are currently 19 vacant plots being offered. 7 plots are not in a usable state on top of those 19. There are 241 people on the waiting list, but lots of those 68 are in Cow Lane and 64 on St Peter's Place. Some areas are prone to flooding, which means that people are not taking allotments that are free. The work on Cold Harbour Lane ditch has now been completed, and so that's being currently monitored to see how that's worked with the wet weather. A new allotment strategy is being proposed to ensure that all information is completely accurate and that all aspects of the allotments are up to date, transparent, legal, and in the best interests of the tenants.
Thank you for that. Any comments from other councillors on that? Thank you very much, Councillor Rideout. Okay, item 13, a splash park petition.
Thank you, Chair. If we could invite a speaker to come and use the microphone just down here.
Hi everyone, thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak tonight. We are here to share an idea that's full of fun, community spirit and possibility. An idea that would bring joy to families, promote outdoor activity and strengthen the heart of our community. We will be talking about bringing a splash pad to Salisbury, and we are the Splash Pad Community Working Group, and that's also everyone behind you at the back rows there. They play a key part in it. So thank you for coming along and supporting us. Can we get up the presentation that we sent through, if that's okay? Perfect, thank you. So I'm just going to ask, can I just have a quick hands? Put your hands up. Who's here who is a parent? Who's here who's a grandparent? Keep your hands up if you, for any of these ones, sorry. Who's an aunt? Who's an uncle? Or who knows a family? Or who supports families with children? Put your hand up. Okay. Whether it's your own family or through your community, many of us tonight here are connected to children in some way, which is why we feel this splash pad is so important to Salisbury and the heart of its community. So I'm just going to pass you to Tamsin, and she's going to take you through what is a splash pad.
Hi everyone, I'm Tamsin and I am mum of two crazy boys at the back there. I'm sure you'll hear them before you see them, bless them. It's not easy coming up here and speaking in front of loads of adults. I'm used to speaking in front of children, I'm a teacher, but we'll do it for those little people, shall we? So a splash pad is a zero-depth water play area that provides inclusive, safe and engaging recreational opportunities for children and families. Picture this, warm, sunny afternoon. Children are laughing, running through sprays of water, parents chatting on nearby benches, and grandparents watching with smiles as the next generation makes memories in the heart of our city. It's safe, it's accessible, and it's a space that belongs to all of us, and especially those cute little ones over there.
And then if we move on to slide 3. So there's so many benefits of a splash pad. A splash pad isn't just a place to cool off, it's a gathering place, a place where families can connect, where friendships are made, and where children can freely play without the risks that a traditional pool brings. There's no deep water, there's no lifeguard requirement, and minimal maintenance compared to a swimming pool. It's inclusive, it's welcoming, and it's for children of all ages and abilities. So it does encourage outdoor play, it promotes social interaction, it offers a free or low-cost recreational option, especially valuable during the warmer months with our climate increasing in our summer times. There's no standing water, reducing drowning, wheelchair accessible and inclusive to all. It's easy supervision for parents and carers. Doesn't matter how old they are, they can be there to supervise. It's flat ground, it's level, there's no steps. It will attract visitors nearby businesses, uses recirculated water systems to minimize waste, low maintenance compared to traditional pools, and it saves water use, protecting our local water supply. We all knew this year that we may have been threatened with not being able to use hose pipes. However, there are some exemptions to splash pads. So this could be a tool that helps our water and the reservoirs fill. It would only be at one place rather than everyone's garden here in Salisbury. It's ideal for spring and summer. We even know that some of the parents today were over in Warminster visiting a very successful splash pad, and their children were enjoying it in the rain. So it can be used whatever the weather. Probably not in the ice though, that might be a bit cold. So let's move on to this one. So from an economic point of view, a splash pad can help our community spaces. It can draw families from nearby towns, boosting foot traffic for local businesses, local parks, and local restaurants, and so much more. Other towns that have installed splash pads have seen increase in park use and local engagement. And I truly believe that this is something that Salisbury should and can experience.
And environmentally, modern splash pads are designed with water recirculation systems, which makes them more sustainable and efficient. They can be designed with local themes. So I'm a local art and photography teacher, and I'd be very happy to take that on. And we can get children to help design as well, which would be really fun. And we can, include local themes, maybe featuring Salisbury's heritage, wildlife, or even the town colours, to create unique spaces that reflect who we are as a city. Regarding infrastructure, we'd ideally think Churchill Gardens would be a really good place to a space to hold this. There's infrastructure already implemented there. So there's already brilliant existing parks. There's quite a big footfall already with Park Run. I don't know, anyone go to Park Run on a Saturday? See you there. There's a skate park. It's really popular. And it's already great for family use, but we really think with this included as well, would just boost it even more. It's accessible, there's toilets, and a massive one, there's already fresh water there. So there's the mobile cafe, and we know that a splash pad requires fresh water, so that's brilliant. There is already car parking in space as well. Regarding funding, we would require possibly some community infrastructure monies. So when new developments are built, it's often the case that the development is liable for SIL. Salisbury City Council receives 25% of SIL as receipt of their neighbourhood plan, and something like this would be perfect to use that money for, we believe, and help fund it. National Lottery could also hopefully help fund, as well as Wessex Water. We proposed this to cost around £240,000 to kind of implement it in the first place, plus maintenance costs. Who else have we got? We've got Sports England may be able to fund towards the project, and an application would be required, and Wessex Water too. Warminster Splash Pad, which is the closest to us, was funded by a combination of money from the community infrastructure levy paid by developers on the new housing estate, along with funding from Dewey Trust and the council's rolling capital fund.
So that's ways how we could fund with Salisbury to get this splash pad hopefully delivered for its community using those vital community infrastructure levies. It's money well spent. It would work for what that fund is there to do. Going on to slide 5, no slide 6. So we have done some research. We've all carried out research in the group. So we've reached out to Splash, and they implemented the Warminster Splash Pad. Who's been to the Warminster Splash Pad in the room? Put your hands up. Did you enjoy it? Did your kids have fun? Did you as an adult have fun? Yeah, so will we have fun if we have brought this to Salisbury? Perfect. That's what we're looking to do with the support of our city councillors. So the nearest one is 30 miles away. Do we really want to travel 30 miles to enjoy outdoor play? No, we don't, do we? We want it here in our city. So we spoke to Warminster Council, who have shared that their splash park is so popular. I mean, people were in it today who we know having a great time, and it's a great asset to their town. There is a link on there where you can see pictures of the splash pad in Warminster. If you wanted to take a look, you're happy, I'm happy for you to share the presentation. Click the links and it will take you to that. Like Tamsin said earlier, when we spoke to the Splash, they've said that it will cost roughly around £240,000. However, let's explore the possibilities to gather community input and look into all funding options, whether that's through groups, through grant, partnerships, or local fundraising. This is something that our city deserves and our children deserve. If we go on to the next slide.
Now, I don't know about you, any families in the room, but with myself and my boys and my husband, if we're in Salisbury, we'll probably go to town about for the afternoon. But otherwise, on a sunny afternoon, we'll either go to Warminster or we'll go to Fordingbridge Park. Those two have something in common: water. Kids love water. And we've done some research on what locals have to say about it. I really like this one. My child is autistic and water play is one of their favourite things. This I would use a lot. If only this was here when my children were younger, it would have been used so much, as we love water play. I wish we had one in Salisbury. It would encourage me to stay local with my children rather than visit places like Warminster